Hello there. Welcome back to my garden for a quick update today. It is June 12th here in Southern California, and it has been very overcast for the last couple of weeks. So things are growing, but not as fast as I think they normally would this time of year. We usually get, even during June, even though it's overcast in the mornings, it's usually sunny in the afternoons. But lately it's been overcast all day long and not very warm. But things are still doing all right, I think. Just to do a quick check-in, tomato plants are doing pretty well. This is my heirloom tomato. Got a few little guys growing on here. This is the other heirloom tomato plant that I put out afterwards, and it's starting to grow too. Could definitely use a little sun though, I think. And then back there is the Roma tomato plant that I actually bought from Home Depot, and it's doing great. Got a lot of tomatoes coming in. Actually, I might need to prune it back a little bit too. Cucumber plants have been having a little bit of trouble actually. Some of them look like they're doing better than others, but I've also noticed that they've had some just real small, like brown cucumbers growing, like they immediately shrivel up. So I've been pruning those off, but I only got a couple real small cornicons on these, and ever since then I haven't really seen any new cucumbers growing, and they're not looking too great. The Persian cucumbers are looking a little better. I think I might actually, especially that one yellow one in the back, I think I might take that out, and I need to look into what might be going on with these, because I'm also seeing a lot of spots on the leaves and they're just really not looking too great, which is a shame. Beans are looking all right though. They've been growing up pretty tall and got some flowers. The bush beans are looking good too. So hopefully, we're supposed to get a little bit of sun this week, so hopefully that helps things out. My beer traps have definitely been helping. I've got some carrots and parsnips that look like they're coming in. There's a lot of mushrooms coming in too, since it's been a little rainy at night. Radishes. I think I'm gonna harvest these today. I don't actually think that they've gotten very big. Like you can even see, well, here, yeah, this is tiny little radish. But they've been in here for about a month and a half, and these are supposed to be ready to harvest in 25 days or so. So I think what I might actually do is harvest these, maybe use them in a little salad or something, and plant some more. I think when I first planted them, I was having all the trouble with various critters munching on the leaves, so I don't think they ever really were able to grow as much as they should have. So I'll try another round of those and see how it goes. Beets especially, these are not doing very well at all, and I'll show you in a minute. I actually planted some more beets down on the patio garden, and I'm hoping those will do a little better. These are just, I don't even know. I think they've just been getting eaten up by various things. And then, oh, before I go over to the peppers, I also have this fennel that this is looking great, and I think it's probably ready to harvest. So I'm gonna figure out what I want to make with it and harvest it right before I'm ready to use it, I think, and that should be good. That looks great. And the peppers, which I've shown these a few times, they really just don't seem to be doing much of anything. This one has some flowers on it. I'm very curious to see what grows there, because I think they're going to be the tiniest little peppers. Though I do have some peppers that I've been growing in the garage under the grow light and putting out during the day. that are looking much better than these. So I'll show you those when I go down there. But I think once it warms up a little more here, I might put some of those out and remove some of these sad looking ones. So today's task, I've got these two. This is a San Marzano and a chocolate cherry tomato that I've been growing them under the grow light, but I've also been putting them outside. I've actually had them outside for the last 2 days, all day, just to harden them up. I'm gonna put these out here, and I'm gonna harvest those radishes, plant a few more, and I think that'll be it for up here today. So let's get started. So here are the new tomatoes just planted. I put the cherry tomato over here in the front, and then back over here next to the other Roma tomato, I put the San Marzano. So hopefully those will do well. I also just planted a fresh batch of radish seeds. So we'll see how those do. Hopefully this time we get enough sun and fewer critters and they do a little better than the last batch. I harvested all those, so I'll show you now what that looks like. Here is the radish harvest, and it actually doesn't look too terrible. They are definitely very small. Here's my hand. This is the biggest one we got. So they're a little smaller than I think you would expect a radish to be, but not bad for my first attempt, I think. And they look like radishes. We'll see what they taste like. Hopefully they're good. Also a quick check-in on the pumpkin plant, which is doing pretty well. I just pruned off some dead leaves, but the new leaf growth looks healthy, so that's good. Quick check-in here on my strawberries. Been getting a few really tiny strawberries, but not a ton of activity here. Oh, I want it focus. I'm hoping once it gets sunny, the strawberries will pick up again, but we'll see. So down here, I had to move my mint plant. I moved my mint plant because I think it was overtaken by some kind of fungus or infection, but I was worried about it spreading to my other herbs. I think that it might have actually spread to some of my other herbs, but none of them look as bad as this. So I think I will be replanting mint sometime soon. Finally checking in on the herb garden down here. This is my basil plant, which is also not looking too great. I think some of these bushier herbs have not been getting enough airflow underneath, so they've been having some issues. I actually took a few cuttings from this plant and I put them in a bottle of water inside, let them root out, and I just last weekend put this one into a pot. So this is a cutting from this basil plant and it already looks much better. So I'm gonna put that into a bigger pot probably later this week. Hopefully get some better basil than what I've been getting off of this one. Over here is the sage. If you look at the bottom of the sage, it's kind of having the same problem where I think it's not getting enough airflow or light down here, so it's just getting kind of gross. I think I'm gonna reseed some sage, and same with the oregano, the mint, like I mentioned, and I did plant some lavender seeds here, which are doing nothing. So I'm gonna try planting some more lavender seeds, and I'll do all that probably under the grow lights, because with this crazy weather and not much sun, I've actually been having more success doing that and then putting them out during the day, but then letting them sit under the grow lights well, not all night, but in the earlier mornings and evenings, just to give them a little extra warmth. They have that heat mat in there too, which I think helps a lot. This is my parsley, which looks terrible, but it's growing in looking okay, so I don't know. But thyme, rosemary, and chives are still doing well, so that's good. Been getting a lot of my edible flowers here, but honestly, I was hoping this pot would look a little more decorative. I didn't really know that much about these flowers when I planted them, and they all kind of grow very differently. So I don't think that they were great to put into the same pot together. It doesn't really look particularly nice. So I may rethink that. These are my potato plants, which are still doing pretty good. This one over here is getting a little yellow. I don't know if that's a problem or if that's normal. A lot of the leaves are dying, but I think that's what happens when they're ready to harvest, although I think it might be still too early for harvesting. But I'm gonna keep an eye on these. And then in here, recently, I harvested my shallots, which I'll show you. I have them curing in the garage. And I put in here some beets, 2 different types of chard, and some spinach. And so far, these are all coming in, which is exciting. I'm hoping the beets will do better down here. I put a slug trap down here too. And I'm hoping the beets maybe will do a little better down here than they will up top. I thought that the greens might do better down here too, especially as it starts to get warmer and sunnier, since this area doesn't get as much sun. And I can shade it off easier because I can just throw a shade cloth over this, which is great. And then finally, over here, I've got all my peppers and my ground cherry plant. And these are the ones that I've been keeping inside under the grow light. I put them out during the brighter parts of the day, late mornings and afternoons, just to let them harden to the outside. But these are definitely looking way, way, way better than my peppers up top. So I'm hopeful that once it gets warmer, a little warmer and sunnier here, and I put these out, they will be more successful. Finally, here are my shallots and garlic that I harvested the other week. They've been out here for about a week, and I think they're doing pretty well drying out. I just put them on this. We had sort of an open shelf here in the garage that I put them on, so they'll stay pretty dry and get some good air circulation, and they seem to be doing all right. I'm gonna let them go for another week. The garlic is just so small, it's so funny, but it seems to be drying out all right, so I can at least use those cloves, but did not really get full heads of garlic like I was expecting. But that is it for today. That's my update. I think I'm gonna start doing more regular updates of everything that's going on in the garden, maybe every week or two, instead of popping in every time I do a little thing, because sometimes I end up doing a lot of random little garden tasks, and I'm not sure how exciting that is to watch. But I feel like these updates kind of give you an idea of how the gardening is going. So look forward to another one in maybe a week or two. Thanks for watching. Bye.